Last night on Collision proved that AEW has something that WWE, TNA, and many other promotions just simply do not have.
Screw the script!
Welcome back, everybody, to Screw the Script. I'm your host, as always, Maverick. Thanks for joining me this Sunday evening. Hope you all had a great weekend. I had a great weekend, and a confusing weekend at that, as well, as I've been trying my best to try and hack into this SD card that has a code. I think it's 6 to 8 characters. I don't know if it's numbers or if it's digits. I'm doing my best. I don't really know how to help you guys with that because I don't even know where to start, what the password could be to lock on to this SD card to see what in the heck this hacker has sent to me, but hopefully I get answers soon. Now, going into my claim real quick. What does AEW have that other promotions does not have? And that's simply this. They have the best tag teams, the best teams just in general, in all of pro wrestling. Whether it's a tag team, a trios team, a faction, AEW has a plethora of them, and they do a damn good job with all of them. As we saw last night on Collision, there's a card up there. We had a lot of teams featured in Collision last night. Whether it was a Conglomeration versus LFI, we saw Conglomeration pick up the victory there, but they are intertwined with their own feud outside of LFI when it comes to the Don Callis family. And it seems like Takeshita is kind of, somewhat a Conglomeration member at this point now that he is a face and was kicked out of the Don Callis family, and that's a great faction in pro wrestling. I think is the toughest and the strongest faction in all pro wrestling right now, the Don Callis family. Death Riders right there as well. We saw them in action against Shane Taylor Promotions, and Shane Taylor Promotions looked fucking good last night on the Collision. They had a lot of charisma. Shane Taylor himself had a match that he won, a squash match against Alan Angels, returning Alan Angels. It was nice to see him, although the match lasted like 3 minutes. Divine Dominion defended successfully against Ty J, and that was a superb tag team match. You get the point, and that is the premise of this video. AEW does tag team wrestling, does team wrestling better than any other promotion. WWE couldn't hold their fucking jockstrap when it comes to tag teams. They have nothing over there. They got rid of all their good tag teams, and now, just to bring them up briefly, because we're talking about the matter of tag teams and why this is just supporting reasons why I feel this way. If you look at WWE tag teams, who do they have? Half-assed thrown together tag teams. They have Usos who are past their prime. They have, I don't even remember what they're called, a Samoan group that's on SmackDown, because I never watch the product anymore, but you get the point. They have nobody. They released everybody that they did have. And now we see that Big Cass might be returning. Big Bill, his contract with AEW came to an end, and there's rumors that Enzo Amore is going to get re-signed by WWE. Is that really what they have to offer? Two guys that are now in their 40s that 8 years ago when they were a tag team weren't even that great in the ring then. Enzo's great on the mic, but you know what? Now I'm saying it, maybe that is best for WWE because that's who they are. They're wrestling second and entertainment first, and squeeze in promos and ads and high ticket prices and this and that in between that first thing, and then wrestling dead last. But AEW just completely stomps their head in when it comes to tag team wrestling, and Collision really showcased that really well last night. Clark Connors picked up a victory against Juice Robinson, further escalating that feud when it comes to tag teams, when it comes to factions, trios, whatever you want to call it. I mean, they kind of intertwine perfectly. I mean, you can have the Dogs have singles matches like last night. You can have them in tag team matches while Gabe Kidd is recovering from injury, and the three of them are great trios. They were a faction over in New Japan under the Bullet Club and the leader of David Finlay. And we all know we're waiting for Jay White to return to help out Bullet Club Gold. You've got the Guns on their own when they're just a tag team together. Ace Austin can jump in there to make it a trios tag team. You see it right there. There is depth to the roster in tag teams and factions and trios, and it is wonderful to see because you get so much product out of it, so many matches out of it that you get weekly. It's incredible. It really is. The main event was Persephone and Hazuki won, surprisingly. I thought Persephone was going to take on Mercedes Moné next week, or is it 2 weeks from now? I think it is. There it is up there as a reminder. Hazuki won in the main event. great women's match. The women have been showcased really well lately when it comes to Divine Dominion, who I think is a badass tag team. And the name did grow on me. Mega Cross was my tag team that I called them for a minute, but Divine Dominion is now stuck in my head. They have a great shirt on Shop AEW. I really like the artwork. Whoever did that, shout out to the artists that AEW hires, the independent artists that the Guns have hired for their recent shirt. That is also something that is to make note of AEW, is they do a really, really well job. You know, they probably don't use AI like you see used heavily over in WWE with their promos, their ads, and I'm sure their merchandise as well. And to further prove my claim to be true, in my opinion anyway, the Bucks and the Dogs at Summer Blockbuster this upcoming Saturday for Collision. That's going to be a really good tag team match. And then you even got storylines of tag teams that have fallen apart, and it still is really good storytelling. You got Kevin Knight this upcoming Wednesday. We'll probably have an open challenge of some sorts. He just recently defeated his former partner, Mike Bailey, this past Wednesday. That is some good storytelling as well. Then you got the Death Riders and Shane Taylor from Shane Taylor Promotions. This upcoming Wednesday, Continental Championship match between the two of them. That should be really good. And again, a feud that has happened within these tag teams, these trios, these factions. And it is really, really good to see. Another one, Orange Cassidy and Andrade. Singles match, yes, but on a grander scale, these are two guys from different factions, different teams, and you can see the point that I'm getting across multiple times on this video, that AEW kicks every other promotion's ass when it comes to tag team wrestling. Also, Pac and Mark Briscoe is announced for this Wednesday. That should be a good match. Again, teams. And here are some upcoming events. If you're watching this channel and you're nearby any of these areas, and you've never been to an AEW show, I highly recommend it. I've been to 4, and I'm going to continue to go into them when I can. Cincinnati this Wednesday and Thursday for Summer Blockbuster. It looks like they're having a Wednesday-Thursday, probably due to the NBA and NHL Finals. Wednesday, June 17th, Sugar Land, Texas, both Dynamite and Collision there. Rio Rancho, New Mexico, same thing there. Forbidden Door, San Jose, California. San Diego will have both Dynamite, Collision. Beach Break, Clearwater Beach, Florida. Great venue. It's going to look fantastic. And then Roanoke, Virginia, Saturday, July 11th. Those are upcoming events. If you live near those areas, I highly recommend going to a show. Now on to some other pro wrestling news. First, real quick with AEW before I move on to other promotions here. It looks like, according to Fightful Select, Sean Ross Sapp, that Max Caster is indeed still under AEW contract. So I'm not quite sure where it's going with him, where he is going to end up. I still that long-term storytelling is happening here, and we're seeing the sprinkles added onto it. You know, one where it's going to come full circle, where the Acclaimed will get back together, because I feel like eventually there's going to be a point in time where the Ops are going to have Anthony Bowens maybe attack Max Caster, and he's not going to want to do it. And then I feel like they're going to kick him out and say he was never part of the Ops to begin with. And then that can be the first feud that these two have together as a team once again, would be against the Ops. I think that would be really good storytelling. MLW Fusion happened as well, and I'm going to be talking more about MLW because I really like it. MLW and MLP are two of my favorite other promotions besides AEW and, of course, New Japan. But MLW, really good, solid show. You can watch it, again, free on YouTube. Mystico and Diego Hill. Diego, great wrestler if you don't know much. The Skyscrapers defended against the Good Brothers. And then, the big thing, the Women's World Title fight. I like that they call it fight. We saw Shotzi Blackheart as a new MLW Women's World Champion. Really fucking well deserved for her. I mean, she was yet again another wrestler wasted in WWE. Literally stands for wasting wrestlers every day. That's what I've called it for years now. And she's yet another one. And well deserved. I think her winning this title is better than anything she ever did in WWE. I'm just going to give a round of applause. If you haven't seen that match, it was one of the best women's matches of the year. Go check it out over on YouTube. Here's a big one, and I know there's, I think, a couple of you regular commenters that are going to be really thrilled about this, but this is actually breaking news that happened today. Departing TNA. Check that out. Steve Macklin is leaving TNA. He is parting ways with TNA. He was granted his release, so a mutual depart. A lot of you probably want him in AEW. Do we see him in AEW? Where would he fit in AEW if he does join? If he doesn't join AEW, I think MLW would be perfect to pick him up. MLP, I think, could also use him. NWA is making a good comeback. I don't see him going to WWE, nor do I want to see him go to WWE. I feel like they will water him down like crazy. So if he does end up in AEW, let me know down below how you would utilize Steve. And now on to the DDT of this video. I just have one for you, and it happened this past Wednesday in the comment section on Instagram. I just had to screen grab this and just show you that this is still happening all the time on all of AEW's socials, and this is why my channel exists. That's why we as the STS Society are going to keep growing in numbers and hopefully eventually cure the pro wrestling world of these imbeciles. Right here, J. Will Straight Dope. It goes on to say, 2 unknown jobbers during the great match that we saw between Mike Bailey and Kevin Knight this past Wednesday. And Luca SG, shout out to you for, calling immediately on this bullshit. Says, you comment this on every post, dude. Just admit you love AEW. It's okay. Yeah, this person's a troll. I've seen his name in all kinds of posts by AEW for many months now. And it's just crazy that this level of hate for a promotion can exist within individuals where they literally do this on every single post. I swear to you, maybe not all of them, but if you go to like AEW's Instagram or even Tony Khan's Instagram and go to the comment section of any of those uploads, you will likely see this guy continuing to have these baseless arguments that he throws in there. And so for those reasons, J. Will Straight Dope, horrible name, horrible comment. You are this video's DDT. That's all I had on this episode of Screw Script. Let me know down below what your favorite part of Collision was. Let me know down below if you agree with my statement that AEW has the best teams in all of pro wrestling. And again, going back to that hacker, give me some options down below, some ideas. Like I said, it's 6 to 8 digits, it looks like, and I have nowhere to start. I don't know if it's numbers, letters, a combination of the two, a word, but we gotta figure this out together. This hacker obviously wants me to figure it out, otherwise he would just stand by forever. I guess I'll play his game until I figure out who this is, and then I'll call him out on his bullshit. As always, this has been Maverick with Screw the Script. Thanks for watching.